Hello and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time joining us, we're going to go over some uniforms today, and for those that are a bit more regulars, you enjoy this because I recently got a large Romanian parcel with a lot of new stuff for the collection, and especially some rarer items which are quite hard to find online and even harder to kind of see up close. So we're going over a variety of different uniforms today, looking at different aspects. Some of them are winter versions, some of them are summer versions, some of them are just generally things that are quite hard to find online, especially references for general's uniform, for example. Look at later, Intendance, and some wonderful piping all around, as the Romanian army is known for. Each of them is piped, so you can see there the colour of the regiment represents. And yeah, so this video is going to go over them in a good amount of detail. Again, microphone quality, you should hear that improvement, and I'm happy that feedback I got from the last video this week also got some really good reception to it. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy this video. Of course, I'm not perfect, I will make a few mistakes, and if you pick up on them, please feel free to comment them. Anyways, let's begin. So to start off with, we have the summer jacket of a Border Guards colonel. We tell it's Border Guards because of the certain specific green that they used. Also colonel, as they followed the Soviet system, so there are two stripes with the 3 stars, which signify as a colonel. You can see that there are some little stitching ports for medals that would have been applied. We can also see that the insignia of the Border Guards is the outline of the country, with 2 symbols of a sword with a border stone in the middle. You can see the piping on the sleeve, and also for the fact that the material is quite thin. Obviously it's a summer version, we want to make sure it's more breathable. So yeah, this is the summer jacket. Now we are looking at the winter jacket of a colonel. You can see that of course the epaulets are the same, but the collar tabs with the green back on the Border Guards are in slightly better condition. You can see the backing's more fuller and lighter in colour. Looking at the material, you can see maybe it's a lot thicker. Of course the jacket in general is now more heavier, as well doing that insulation. Of course still piping on the cuff, but the material, as you can see, is a lot thicker than the summer version. I also want to do the same with my infantry officers' jackets, as I also have a summer and winter one now. Here is the summer one. Again, it's the silver to represent officers, the 2 stripes and 3 stars of the colonel, with the infanteer's grenade. You can see that the collar tabs, the oak leaves, are slightly not as well preserved as other ones. As you can see, the backing is slightly misaligned. This material is slightly thinner, as this is the summer variant, and there have been a few patches up that I've had to make. Here's the cuff, as seen, as usual, piping the wonderful infantry red with the thinner material of the summer jacket. Now looking at the winter variant, the first difference is the rank. As there are only 2 stars with the 2 stripes, it would be that of a Lieutenant Colonel, or a close proclamation in English would be a Lieutenant Colonel. We can see also that the collar tab laurels are better preserved, with especially their backing. Of course we can also notice, as seen, much thicker material. In one of the last few videos I showed off a officer's greatcoat and visor of the Firefighters. This is one of the Firefighters officers' uniforms. You can see that the piping, the colour is a slightly darker crimson, which signifies it as that being of firefighters rather than of medical or infantry. Sadly, the size of this jacket is quite large, so it's unlikely I'm going to be able to wear it, but it's still a nice piece to collection and something to go alongside those other 2 pieces. Now, to put them side by side, on the left we have some officer breeches for the infantry, on the right we have some straight leg trousers of the firefighters. Now, up close it is still slightly difficult, but you can see that at the left the infantry breeches are a slightly brighter red, with the darker red, the crimson, of the firefighters. Another new piece to the collection is that of an officer's raincoat, which is for a Border Guards colonel, as can be seen. consists of 2 pockets, a belt, there is a button on the sleeve. The epaulets have been machine stitched, so you can see that they are the green of the border guards, along with insignia and stars directly represent a colonel. The hood, which will be shown in 2 seconds, is attachable and is quite large, so obviously helmets and such can be worn under it if needs. The material is of a slightly waxy feel. Of course, it's a waterproof jacket, so it's one to basically deflect as much moisture as it can. Now this is actually a jacket that I believe I referenced in a previous video that I'll be getting. It is that of a plutonier adjutant, apologies for pronunciation, or that of a sergeant major in the Intendance. Now Intendance, as mentioned in the previous video, can be translated as roughly to logistics support. Now this is that of a sergeant major, so towards the end of the NCO ranks. Is the purple of the Intendance, which is a quite striking colour and very memorable. Of course, this is the summer variant, so the material is slightly thinner. Obviously, the wonderful piping all around really makes Romanian uniforms are really nice and beautiful design in terms of Warsaw Factory uniforms, in my opinion. Now, I am also incredibly lucky to be able to add to this jacket with the visor that goes with it. Now it's important to note that this is not a officer's visor. There is a lack of laurel leaves on the brim as well as gold lines on the chin strap. There are no gold lines on the chin strap, laurel leaves on the brim, which signify as that as an NCO's, as well as a cockade with a single row of laurel leaves either side. Very happy that this is in quite good condition. It appears to be a summer variant. It's on the inside. Basically this mesh makes it a lot more breathable. It's a good size, 57. And its overall condition is excellent. Now looking at this summer jacket of the Venatori del Monte, or Mountain Hunters. Apologies if pronunciation isn't just correct. The rank in slides is signified as a plutonier major, or a master sergeant. We can also say that is the darker green of the Mountain Hunters, which makes it more easily identifiable. Although on this specific style of summer uniform, there is no piping on the sleeves. The lower pockets as well are fake, just as in the later summer uniform. Speaking of the Venatori del Monte, I also have a wonderful NCO's beret. Though it does not actually match the jacket in the background, this type of NCO beret is a later type which would match the open collared jacket, which can be shown now. Other than that, is a wonderful piece of collection, size 60, excellent size. It still has the faux leather band, which has been seen in the berets in the previous video. You can see that the beret badge has that wonderful backing, as well as the piping of the dark green of the Mountain Hunters, or Venatori del Monte. I've also been lucky enough to add a uniform of a General Major into my collection, so a Major General, which is the lowest rank general and is identified with a single star on the epaulette. Also we can see that the collar tabs have 3 rows of oak leaves, although of course sadly the epaulettes and the collar tabs aren't in the best condition, though the buttons are certainly a lot shiny and well kept than some of my other uniforms. And of course there is the wonderful infantry piping on the cuff with 2 very shiny buttons. Here I also wanted to show off the trousers, which have a double thick red infantry line that goes down the side of them. Sadly, these are a very small size, not only in terms of waist but also leg length, so quite a short general, of course. But yeah, putting them together, this is what they look like. Also been really lucky to add a general's visor to my collection. Now this is in really nice condition considering its age. We can see that there are 2 rows of oak leaves on the brim. Now the chin strap is actually that of a golden cord now. The coat of arms is surrounded by 3 rows of oak leaves and is also sewn onto it rather than simply attached. The inside bears no markings, but in general it is of really nice condition, although obviously it has some wear and tear. So the coat of arms, rather than just all being metal and stuck on, it is more sewn on. Of course, out of a higher rank officer is going to have that higher quality. Okay, so perfect. This has kind of been going over a recent parcel I've got of all of these new Romanian uniforms. Of course, I'm not a total expert on it. I will have made mistakes, certainly in pronunciation of some things, so feel free to comment those. But yeah, really enjoying making this video today. It's just being able to show uniforms that are quite difficult to find online and certainly not easy to find a kind of description or basically just looking at them close up. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Again, if there's any improvements to be made, please put them in the comments. Really enjoying the support, and I hope to make a lot more of these in the future going forwards, especially with some of my other items which I'll be able to show in a lot better detail now that I've kind of got the hang of this YouTube thing.